Hello, Polytopians. Thanks for tuning into the Polytopian Times. I'm your host, Sam, and I'm here with another wonderful episode. Here we've got a game from a fan, Sky1, playing against Barter Fella online. This apparently was quite a game with a good turnaround on it. So as we can see, letting the early game run on here, but just taking a little zoom in, our Barter player has gone ahead and rushed himself out Free Spirit and is chopping up some forests right now. And they've also gone ahead and got an organization going for a very quick economic rush. We're up at 4 stars per turn right now on turn 3. Let's see, they've just gotten roads too. And our IMO player over here has gone ahead and rushed philosophy. That is Sky Zero. Person who sent in the video, again, thanks. Huge fan of the channel and glad to have you on here featured. It was quite a game. He's, of course, at 3 stars per turn right now, but what with philosophy, you can counter the increased cost for organization and then start leveling up both of these new additions. All 3 cities are lined up, primed to level up with just organization, and there's plenty of other resources with hunting, even just hunting, to, keep that snowball rolling. So it's definitely got some potential here on Eco. It really depends on how many expansion opportunities there are. And we did see him get organization there. Our Barter player hasn't gotten to their 3rd city there yet. They've just found it, but they are building up their eco nicely as well. And here we go. We've got the increased economy snowball. That altar of peace came in very handy. Allow him to pop in and level up another city. Oh, there we have an explorer out from Sky, and it doesn't look like there's as many expansion opportunities as one would hope. Definitely hemmed in a bit more than the Barter player appears to be right now. And they're busy running around and exploring and leveling up some cities. Got an explorer out for the Barter player. They're up at 7 stars per turn right now. At 2 cities, about to expand to a 3rd. And Sky here is out at 3 cities at 8 stars per turn. Just got hunting, for that level up. So both players are doing roughly equally in eco right now. The Barter player is just catching up in city count, but looks like he might have more expansion opportunities right now. Sky appears to be a little limited, although that could be connected to a new continent. You never know, at least till later in the game. At least he is snowballing his eco, doing quite a bit of upgrading here. We've got a border growth on the capital up at 13 stars per turn on turn 7, while our Barter player is at 10 stars per turn. But they are leveling up quickly in the background, trying to catch up in eco. Ending at 11 stars per turn. But here we have another city claimed from Sky. Oh, he's gone with Free Spirit Rush, chopping down all the trees in his lands for a quick economic boost. And there we are. We've got a workshop out. Very nice, very nice. Fishing. All right. And roads. Getting ready to go to sea. And, I don't know, just link up the Empire, get a little more eco, line up for customs houses down the roads, too. Now, let's see. Gone for Chivalry already. So this is intended to be a night rush, but there's nothing to rush with those knights right now. An explorer out, hopefully to see if he's got a land connection. Oh, nope. It looks like both players have started out on their own isolated continent. Barter player, however, looks like has access to more cities. Sky right now has access to only the 4 cities total, whereas Barter already has 4 cities and has 3 more villages to claim, 2 of which he's going to get next turn. But we do have Sky in the economic lead at 16 stars per turn right now, and he's the first to sea, so that gives him potential opportunity to expand on a new continent or 2. And let's see, our Barter player is just going to snap up those remaining villages. We have navigation and a new coastline, so that's promising. And a giant in the water, too. That's always good to see. Plenty of levels up. 17 stars versus 13 stars per turn right now. And let's see, does this Barter player turn it around with this rapid expansion? Let's see, they've got sailing. As they're also getting ready to go to sea and chopping up some trees to help speed that along. And we've got our first port town. Very nice, up at 17 stars per turn themselves. They've caught up in eco, and they're pushing a little further. Let's see where this takes them. All right. That's another city with a port down, which means they'll be able to put up a better navy more quickly. And yep. There's the last city. So our barter player is up at 7 cities now, all upgraded. So he is at 24 stars per turn. With a level up on the capital, that is 25 stars per turn and a giant out on his end. Very nice. Meanwhile, we have Sky exploring to the south. He's just got mining, probably a rush towards swords. We've got customs houses over there. Okay. Very nice, very nice. Border growth for the whales. That's going to snowball up nicely. All right, and this barter player is quite prepared to put out a large navy. But I wonder if they can put it to good use. Right now it doesn't look like they have navigation. So let's just pause and check. Nope. So that barter player is limited to their own coast at the moment. They can't see any further, but I do see them starting to lay down customs houses, which is good to see. The more of those they can get down, the better, which I presume is part of the reason behind this placement, although that's a rather poor spot for a customs house, even though it certainly builds on the budding 6-star per turn customs house that's going to be placed next to Archer. The one next to Grooflaw could be much larger if we placed on the other side of the city, and I would actually recommend just putting in the excess investment, because the extra 2 stars per turn over the course of say 10 turns is going to double your investment. Over 5 turns, you completely pay back your investment, and I think overall it'd just be a better play to do that. But nitpicking aside, overall, a solid turn up to 33 stars per turn right now, and that is still growing. We've got a port now on every southern city, and with that monument, there we go, border growth. Looks like our barter player is lined up to nab some whales too, so it's just a matter of getting to whaling, which is going to cost them 18 stars per turn. Okay. And we do have a giant ship in the water. An explorer is going out. An increase in production. And they've gone for meditation. Interesting. A philosophy rush? This late in the game, it's a bit moot. You're better off rushing towards production solely, but there's not really another reason to go for meditation. So I'm presuming they aim to make navigation, whaling, and aquatism cheaper by getting philosophy, which, I mean, they surely can afford. Let's see, getting those extra 5 stars per turn. Or 5 stars for that turn, rather. Sky has got the first village on a new island or continent. So that's good. He's up to 5 cities now, still against 7, so at a disadvantage, but not quite so bad. There is our philosophy rush. Now whaling is going to be relatively cheap, and they'll make 8 stars on buying the tech. Then that should level up, or line them up to get navigation in a turn or 2, as well as aquatism, which would really help this barter player's prospects. Otherwise, they're not doing much, although they have discovered a single connection. He's got a 20 health vet sword on the coast there. That's going to be quite a threat if it lands. But that battleship could take it out, but it goes for the giant instead, another juicy target and something you'd want to wipe out a giant in a boat. Understandable, however, that sword's now going to be a bit of a threat in play. But I do see defenders out, so there's certainly a way to counter the sword showing up. And the defenders are always better than warriors when embarked at sea. And there we go, we have navigation. Not the unit I would have battleshipped. I would have done the giant instead, but I can understand. You know, you needed something battleshipped. However, you know, that giant's now still vulnerable, and I don't know. That 10 health battleship that's now 4 health is at risk. Oh, yep. That is rough. That giant lost a lot of health there. And we have a giant battleship on the water for Sky. And both players have philosophy tech costs are cheaper. Let's see. Our barter player has gone ahead and gotten whalings. They've made some extra stars also. And yep, they have aquatism now to give them an advantage at sea as well as mining. Oh yeah, they certainly have the force right now in the water as far as numbers go, although the quality, I think, is still on Sky's side, what with that giant battleship sitting there. And potentially another one about to show up. But there's not... Ooh, risky. I would have probably upgraded that giant before sending him out. Just knowing your opponent is... ahead of you in score and could really do some damage. I mean, our barter player is at 43 stars per turn. They've also managed to reach this third continent there and claim a city of their own. They have more naval force in the region, although they're at war and being pushed on their own borders, but they did get a sword down by Tofipi. And there's another battleship dead, but another giant battleship showing up outside Flero. And I see some customs houses going down for Sky, which is good, up to 28 stars per turn, although still at a setback compared to 45 stars per turn. Okay, and we've got plenty of shots going on. The naval war is heating up here. Ooh, nice move with the rider. Almost wiped out that giant battleship, but he just barely survived. Still, got definitely the superior number of forces. However, I do see Sky is landing some units on this barter player's shores, which is going to be a problem for this barter player. He's got a giant out there now. And he does have aquatism, which is at least going to help him level the playing field at sea again. So that ends that short reign of advantage that the barter player had, just in terms of having the defense bonus. Oh yeah, that's harsh now. That the giant battleship can snap back a good bit more. And it's definitely almost dead, but it also definitely paid off in nerfing an entire fleet. Oh, nice shot with the sword there. This guy is keeping up the pressure, and I see we've got that giant outside Linflaw now. So Sky is certainly at the disadvantage still overall, but he's got some ambitious plays going on here that could play off rather nicely, hopefully. I see we've got another giant out, so that'll hopefully be another giant battleship shortly. Although Barter's got a battleship in range, and they're getting some nice shots in. And I see a knight. Barter's got their knight in range, and oof, nice play. There we go. That is Barter inside of his city right there, and he just got strategy, too, to probably step up his naval game. And we've got a giant headed on out now. And a Mindbender, interesting, probably to Mindbend the Defender and the Giant over there. You know, definitely going to rank things up a little bit, make it a little dangerous to leave your units just hanging around. Ah, that Giant's gone and smacked up against the sword to get him cleared out of the way. Meanwhile, Naval War is just going AWOL there. Unfortunately, Sky is not able to save that city, so it looks like, yep, First Blood goes to our barter player, taking over this third continent for themselves. And they are just using that to build up a little extra eco, up to 52 stars per turn right now. Getting their custom houses nice and built up. Well, let's see. Wiping out that defender, although the proximity of that giant to that city, Linflaw, that puts him at extreme risk. I mean, one battleship gets in range, one ship even, and that giant's getting in the city. Would have moved that Mindbender just a tad bit closer, all things considered. And there we go, we've got, and he's lost Linflaw now. That was a misstep right there. That's gonna cost our barter player dearly, honestly, I think. We'll see if it pulls off, though. I mean, Barter did win this third continent, after all, and is still in a dominating position eco-wise. I mean, Sky is at 26 stars per turn. Our Barter player is still at 50, so obviously the player with double the economy has double the chance of getting out, and it looks like they're trying to level out Linfla. Population growth. Unfortunately, they don't have Smithery yet, so they can't finish the job. But they have primed the city to be leveled up. Hopefully that doesn't backfire on them. Another Mindbender out to probably deal with that giant again. So, not Barter's strongest term. Sky's moving in range. Got a battleship around for some support, and he's capitalized on the primed city, getting a second giant out right in range of Barter's capital, Toflock. Now, up to this point, Sky has been on a weird sort of balance between the defensive and the offensive, but he hasn't been able to make any real gains, but just taking one single city primes him to potentially put the pressure on him, maybe just go for the throat. Take the capital, and you end the game before this Barter player can try and leverage their advantage in the economy, which is very good. Now, as I say, our Barter player is trying to push back hard at sea. They're whipping up anything and everything they've got. I see some a giant battleship at least, and another one that's lined up to get built out. Yep. Well, just a ship. Again, you would think, given the precedent of what's gone on earlier in the game, you would hold off on embarking that giant until you can make a battleship out of it, because it's very likely going to get shot. Well, let's see. Sky has got knights now up to deal with the Mindbender. That was going to cause him some trouble. Well, that Barter player got off lucky, though. His giant ship did not get wrecked and smacked. Let's see. Sky is he's on the back foot again. Ooh, yep. That giant ship's getting mauled. Should have, definitely dangerous to send those out, not upgrade it up to a giant ship, or a battleship. But I do see two giants in front of that city. It's going to be a threat. And a very nice move here, using the units to support his knight, so he both gets to siege Archer and vet his knight. A nice play indeed. And I can see Sky here is able to clear out the opposition and build himself up to 34 stars per turn versus the 50. Definitely closing the gap here, well, with the capturing of Linfla. And the pressure is on at Toflock. Well, let's see. Our Barter player is shoving up some more units. Let's see. 7 health. Oh, nice move with the knight. Cutting through the defender to take out the Mindbender so he can land his giant in the capital, Toflock, which is going to be very hard to get out. You'd have to level the city out. I don't think, unless he's got, enough knights and he can reach it. But Sky's got that one knight out in range. And let's see, what does our Barter player have to do against this? We've got the one knight play out here. I don't think he has enough knights, though. No, especially not with Sky's vet knight in range. And I think that's going to wrap up this game, which is, I got to say, very well played. Sky was on the back foot the entire time, had less economy, had less cities, had the worst spawn by far. But I got to say, I got to hand it to him. That was quite a game, quite a turnaround going for the throat there. Taking out the capital with 2 giants and a knight. That was skillfully done. And it definitely trounced a player who otherwise had the win in his pocket. So I just want to say thanks for Sky Zero for sending this in. It was a really good replay, really good watch. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And, well, until next time, see ya.